What's up, everybody? Today I'm here with another Walking Dead discussion, and today I'm here to talk about the character Shane. We all know Shane from the Walking Dead TV series, also the comic book series. But see, the difference between the comic book series and the TV series of Shane's, the TV series of Shane and also his counterpart of him in the comic books. The difference is the Shane in his TV series got character development. Now, the comic book series of Shane never got that because he died in the first issue of the comic book. Carl shoots him in the neck and he chokes on his own blood and dies because he tried to kill Rick. Now, the TV series of Shane actually got character development, and he lived. He lived the first season and he died the second season in episode 12. Title of the episode is called Better Angels. Now, I'm here to talk about Shane, and the fact that people call him a badass is, I can agree, Shane is a badass. And let me say that Shane got the most or the best character development in the Walking Dead TV series to me. Just my thoughts on that's how I feel about it. He got the best character development so far. Well, he's dead now. Hopefully Rick will get some in season 3. Even though Rick did get some, but it was not better than Shane's. Now, moving on. A lot of people be talking about, oh, Shane's a badass. He should have never died. He did this, he did that. Now, see, the thing is, this is what I want to talk about. Y'all get a badass character or a cool character mixed up sometimes. Even though he's all and above, y'all never talk about the cons to the character. Y'all sit right there and cover up the fact that they're cool and they are badass, but y'all never talk about the cons. Y'all never say what the characters did, because we all know Shane had skeletons in his closet. Shane was far from Mr. Good Guy. I'm sorry. Shane did some fucked up shit in the Walking Dead series. I'm sorry, in the TV series at that. A lot of people, like I say, people don't talk about his cons, but they want to talk about his pros. At least mention his cons sometimes before you always talk about his pros, because y'all sit right there and talk about his pros and cover up his cons. Now, today I'm here to talk about Shane and his cons and his pros. I might not touch on all of it, but let's go in. Now, first off, Shane and Rick was best friends. Why would you sleep with your best friend's wife? Even though he was considered, or you said he was dead, you don't sleep with your best friend's wife. He wasn't even dead that long at that. I don't care how long it is, you never sleep with your best friend's wife. Now, that's me. That's how I am. That's how I feel. Y'all can leave y'all thoughts. Y'all might feel different about this subject or this matter, but that's how I feel about it. And also, Lori is to blame because she had sex with him back. And now, this is what I don't get. Come on, Lori. That's your best. Hold on. That's your husband's best friend, but you slept with him. And a lot of people try to cover up the fact, oh, it was a zombie apocalypse, so you had to do it. So she felt she had to do something before she died. I'm like, no, come on. It had plenty of people in Atlanta, for God's sake, and you chose to sleep with your. Don't you got some friends or something? Sleep with your male friends. Why the fuck would you sleep with your husband's best friend? So I fought both of them for that fact. And now also, Shane have a temper problem, and he also have jealousy problem. He's complex to the fullest. This guy is crazy. He has psychological problems to his character. And now, let me say this. At one point in time in season 1 of The Walking Dead, in the beginning of season 2, or some of the beginning of season 2 of The Walking Dead, he did have a humanality, and that's what I want to talk about. He did care about the group. The campsite, when they was camping outside of Atlanta, he did care about the group, and he wanted what was best for the group. But as the story progressed, he kind of lets it go, and he let the thing with Rick and Laura consume him, and he wants he's jealous, and he'll do whatever it takes. And in one point, he forgets about the group, and he only cares about Laurie and Carl. Now that's being selfish. He do become selfish in season 2. He forget about the group, and like I said, at one point he cared about the group. It was about surviving, doing whatever it takes, but leading the group until Rick comes back. But then, like I said, he let the selfishness of Rick and Laurie consumes him, and that's what he cares about now. He don't care about the group no more. And now a lot of people fought Rick for what he did to Shane, but let's go back to season 1. Remember in the Atlanta woods. Now the Atlanta woods is the same woods in the comic book series that Carl killed Shane in, except they also put it in a TV series. And remember when Rick and Shane was in the woods in season 1, and you will hear Rick tell him, you won't understand it till you have a family. Then you will see Shane get very heated, and he'll tell Rick, "Oh, what you mean, man? What you mean? I took care of your family while you was gone." And like Rick told him, "Thank you. I could never repay you back for what you did. I could never redo that." So we thought it was over with after they had their conflict or their conversation. Tell me why we see Shane with a shotgun in his hand pointing at Rick while Rick was searching in the woods. So technically Shane started this first, but Rick didn't know about it. Shane pointed Rick first. He didn't shoot him then because he kind of had this thing. Oh, he still had a conscience, if you get what I'm saying. He knew Rick was still his best friend, and he didn't want to kill Rick. So he still had a conscience. So he didn't do it. He kind of put the shotgun down, but we can tell that his psychological problem. Oh, this dude was psycho. He had a shotgun pointed at Rick in the woods. And the only person, or the first person to find out about Shane's wrongdoings and the type of person Shane was Dale. Because remember, after Shane put the shotgun down, Dale said, "Jesus Christ." He looked at him and said, "Jesus Christ." And Shane started smiling, and he rubbed him his head and put his head down. Because come on, Dale knew about it. That's the reason why Dale knew Shane was the person that did it to Otis, and why Otis didn't come back. Because Dale knew about it. Dale caught him in the woods pointing a shotgun at Rick. And like I said, he let his anger get the best of him. Like I said, it wasn't about the camp or nothing. That got personal. And he stopped caring about him. Now, remember in the CVS lab, he was shooting up the place because they couldn't get out. And Rick, basically, it was about staying calm. But Shane lose his temper like he always do. Just like he lost his temper and he beat Carol's husband up. Don't get me wrong. Her husband was abusing her. Wrong enough. That was wrong. Yes, I can agree with that. But you didn't have to beat the man that bad. The man couldn't even defend himself. No, Shane, you didn't have to beat him that bad. The man had blood on his shirt. You swear to God, somebody probably beat this man with some weapons or something. But that was Shane just using his fist alone. Literally beating that man up. He almost killed him, and they had to stop him. And it's a shame you couldn't come to the conclusion that you couldn't stop yourself. You had to get somebody to stop you. That's how you know Shane had a temper problem there. And he was also psycho. He did get kind of psycho. His rage get the best of him. And he beat you up, and then he asked questions later. But shit, that dude probably would have been dead if nobody didn't stop Shane from beating him up. Moving on, the man was shooting up the CVS lab and with a shotgun. He lost his temper. He didn't even want to listen to Rick, and Rick the one had to hit Shane and knock him into a conclusion and like bring Shane back to his senses, because Shane was shooting up his temper. His rage got so out of control he couldn't control it himself. So Rick had to stop because he was shooting up everything in the CVS lab. Also, season 2. Remember, we can never forget this, when Shane and Otis went out. Remember when those walkers was following them back? What Shane did? Shot Otis and left him there for dead. So the walkers then attacked Otis. So you know what that means? That makes Shane a selfish character. He was selfish because he only thought about himself. He supposed to talk about, I'm thinking about the people outside the camp. But how you thinking about the people outside the camp and outside of Herschel Bourne when you left one for dead? He was the first person in the Walking Dead TV series to actually kill a human. Yes, he was the first person to kill a human in the Walking Dead TV series, in the group, the first person. And he, like I say, he left Otis for dead. He just shot him so he could escape. He used Otis as a decoy and let him so basically he could escape. He was being selfish because he wanted to survive. And like I say, him and Otis could have survived together. That's just how I feel about it. Him and Otis could escape together. He didn't have to leave Otis right there and leave him wounded, so the zombies could get him, and then they wouldn't follow him. They wouldn't follow him back to the barn. No, fuck that. Both of them could escape. Another thing, now I don't blame him for what he did to Herschel Barn, because those walkers was in there. Yes, he had walkers in there, and it was a threat. Herschel had this mindset thinking, making himself believe something that wasn't true, and see that was wrong of him, because he put that barn in threat when he's putting those walkers in there, saying they can come back. No, they can't. They walkers, and he knew this, but he let his mind trick him into thinking something that wasn't true, and that was a problem. So Shane did what he had to do. I don't blame him for that. But like I say, he did have a temper, and he did kind of go at the wrong way. But it was clean. Everybody liked the way he did it. That's why I like Shane, because Shane got stuff done. He did whatever it takes. But like I say, at one point he did do whatever it takes to keep the camp up. But like I say, but then it became all about Lori and Carl. Moving on. Season 2, what's the name of the episode? Episode titled 18 Miles Ahead. Remember when Shane and Rick got into a conflict? A lot of people don't talk about this either, but remember when Shane threw a wrench at Rick's head? He threw a big wrench trying to kill him. That was a big wrench, and Shane was the reason those walkers came out that place, because he threw that wrench, and that wrench went through that window and flew into that building. Then the walkers heard that noise and bust out the place. Yes, Shane was the reason, and Rick told him we stab the walkers. We stab the walkers now, because if we shoot the walkers, that caused more walkers to come. So we stab them in the head. Now Rick I guess Shane didn't know walkers was in there, but still he threw that wrench out of rage, and he also tried to kill Rick. I don't care what you say, he tried to kill Rick. When he didn't do that out of rage, not necessarily. He was trying to kill him too. It was personal. And he also dropped a motorcycle on Rick's leg. Now he didn't try to shoot Rick with the gun. True enough, he was trying to kill Randall, because he felt Randall was a threat to their camp, and which was true, because I'm gonna get off into a few minutes. Because Rick was this nice guy trying to let Randall live. But after they had their conflict and they fight, Rick won the fight. But overall, Shane still tried to kill Rick, and Rick was fucking stupid, because I would have left Shane in that bus with them walkers. I would have let Shane die. No, what Rick want to do? He want to go back and save Shane, trying to redeem Shane. You can't redeem this man. He wants your wife. Matter of fact, your wife is pregnant for him. You can't redeem it. Let me say this too. You cannot have two dominant males in the same. You can't have two affluent dominant males coexist in the same group. It's not going to happen. There's going to be conflict between the two in the group. This will never happen. They will never get along. At one point they might, but then one person will stand up eventually and try to take over. And Shane was the person for that. Rick tried to redeem him. You can't redeem this dude. He wants you dead. He threw a wrench at your head. So moving on, the follow kill came when Shane took Randall, and he broke Randall's neck in the woods to set up a plot to lure Rick into the woods to kill him. Now this is what I find funny, because I feel sometimes that Shane kind of fought his inner conscience from doing wrong things. Because remember, before he unlocked Randall from that chain, he hit himself on top of the head, and he said, "Well, he just hit himself on top of the head." I'm like, yes, I see he don't really want to kill Russell, but his selfishness is going to kill Russell, because he want to kill Rick. Because he want Rick out the picture, so it can be just him and Lori and Carl. So at that point, he didn't care about the group no more. He was about Shane. So that's all he cared about, Shane. He was about Shane at that time. So he killed Russell, and I don't think he wanted to kill him, but he killed him so he can lure Shane out there. Or you know, because you think about it, if he would have let Russell just go in the woods, Russell would have went back and got his camp and came back probably. But yes, he killed Russell and Lord, and act like Russell was still alive and sent Rick out there with him. See, this is what I want to say. Rick is very smart because Rick seen this coming. Rick already knew what Shane was doing, and I guess it got to a point where Shane pushed Rick so many times, because you always hear Shane say, "You can't protect them, man. You can't protect them like I can." He was telling Rick, "Your boy weak." He was talking about how he can't protect his own family. He's weak, and Shane was always pushing Rick. So I don't blame Rick for what he did. Shane had to die. So Rick follows, or he falls into Shane's plot, because Shane is hot-headed. Shane is not smart. He's hot-headed, and Rick is smart. Dale was smart. Dale knew about him. He stood right there and walked Rick out there to the woods, and Rick already knew what was going on. So this is how I feel about that conflict that they had, their final conflict in season 2, episode 12. I felt like Shane kind of wanted to die because he was pushing Rick, but Rick played him, because remember what Rick saying, if we shoot guns, the walkers would hear it. And that's how you know Shane was hot-headed, because he didn't remember none of that stuff, even though it had nothing to do with that situation. But Rick was smart because he tricked Shane, and he acted like he didn't want to shoot him even when he had the gun. So Rick literally stabbed him. But what Shane do? After he stabbed Shane shoots the gun out of shock. I guess out of shock because he got stabbed, and he shoots the gun and more walkers come. But overall, Shane had to die. Just saying. I know this video coming along, but Shane had to die, man. He became a threat. He started getting too personal. He had to. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, man. Remember to subscribe, rate, and comment. Peace.